hear the voice of reason.
Welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is. No filter. This is Voice of Reason, in case you didn't know. Thanks for joining me again. It's just hard to have current events all the time. It's not that I don't pay attention. It's like my debate with current events and how I want to use my platform to talk to you is that everything that's going on, everybody knows what's going on. There's so much access, social media wise, and just being outside. Like, you're not really under a rock. So do I really have to give you current events? I mean, I don't mind sometimes shouting something out. So I say that to say I don't, and I'm going to jump right in. Some women don't understand that some men shift things around for them and really adjust to try to make them comfortable. So the debate here is women. Women is like a flower or like precious cargo, like your kids. You feel me? So in the whole dating and dealing, we have to consider them as men, right? You know, it's so tricky because you want a strong-minded woman, fellas. You want a woman that can hold it down, right? But really, that's that line between masculine and feminine, right? So you want your woman to be feminine, of course. You don't want masculinity. But some of the ways you would like them to be, they're kind of gonna use that or justify being a little masculine to show you how strong they are, to show you how independent they are, to show you how ride or die, whatever. So we really have to have the more patience on paper. But this statement here is like some women just go off of the privileged and the fact that we are supposed to pursue them. We are the aggressors. We set the tone. We get things rolling, right? So I think women are losing the focus and the mental capacity, or pretending to know when, okay, this guy is showing me, you know what I mean? Like, he's showing what's up. He's showing me things, and now it's time for me to receive and acknowledge, or receive and reciprocate something. There's got to be a shift. The thing is, in today's day and age, no one has patience. So I'm not going to just say the women don't. Men don't either, for valid reasons or non-valid reasons. The thing is, if a guy's life goes a certain way, however that way is, I'm not going to get into the details, and he meets a woman genuinely, like, like he's really like interested. So he starts to see where he can fit her and how he can shift things around, how, he does his day to day, and to really try to see what's up, right? How much of that, ladies, do you think a man could do or supposed to do before you recognize that? And it's not a praise thing. It's not, I know some of you women hate the word submit. It's not that. I'm just saying, you gotta stay connected unless you're not trying to get nowhere with the guy anyway. But you gotta stay connected and notice things. Some women hit me with it's the little things. I don't need a lot. It's the little things. Pay attention, because if you see a pattern of him adjusting and then adjusting again and really trying to make it seem like he's pursuing you, you gotta throw back that energy. Acknowledge something. You don't gotta listen to me, but when you're beefing with your not beefing, when your butt hurt with your homegirls and your chats, and you're like, there's no good men, or I'm over it, and whatever negative shit you gotta say, did you really pay attention everywhere? Like people just want, they think they so good at picking out bad that they can't pick out good. You ever notice that? Men do it too. We so good, or we think we so good, so sharp. We're watching for red flags. We're watching that we can't pick good. Yo, I'm off of this. I'm off of that one, just off that. You marinate on that. You tell me whether you see sugar or shit. We are all like used cars. There's always some work that needs to be done. I mean, that would confirm that no one's perfect, right? So we should tap in on that. And I don't know how people can mesh, like, so if I don't even want to put me in it. If you, you the viewer, male or female, you feel like whatever you need to work on, let's say, I'll keep it simple. Let's say your health. So you want to start to change your diet, cut back on certain things, join a gym. Now, finding a partner or meeting someone that has that similar thing they need to correct. The world is so tricky because that could be a beautiful thing. And, y'all connect on that and y'all actually get to it. And both of y'all improve health-wise tremendously. Does that mean that y'all are meant to be, though? Because you see, this matchmaking thing, it's beyond tricky. It goes back to the last topic of people's lack of patience. But really, it's like there's no cheat code, there's no blueprint for this shit. So it's like, I say that to say you just gotta enjoy moments and good times. Because if you started on a path or a journey and you found someone that was on that same thing, and now y'all both succeeded, even if y'all go y'all separate ways, you still got to cherish the success of what was built to get you where you at. And if that person can't go, it's hard, man. It's tough, I know. But you can't look at it from a dark side too much, because now you might destroy what you built. Let's use the same example with the gym. You went to the gym, you changed your health, and this person with you, this beautiful person with you, did the same. And now you're much healthier, you look good, you can see it, and now y'all don't work or whatever. Y'all didn't work for whatever reason. I'm not gonna create a scenario, it just ain't work. So don't let that make you now go back to burgers and pizza and wild out because you tight that damn, if you can make something successful or if you can make something better, and with you being around certain people, their lives became better. You like, well, what's the problem? What's the deal? Because whatever started that didn't guarantee that y'all was going to be together forever. It really takes, I'm starting to wrap my mind around that. It really is more difficult than we say. People want to sit here and go, I don't understand why things are difficult and people just keep it real, lay it on the line, and don't bullshit each other. Don't play in your face. It go way deeper than that. It's really not simple, because you really got to stand the test of time of all dynamics, of all scenarios. It ain't that you successfully overcome something with someone. It's when the shit go bad and the shit staying bad and the shit kicking your butt and that person is still there riding with you. You got to lose a long time with someone to really win with them, and it stays. I feel that way. I mean, I can't stamp that for every situation, but it's just not going to work if it went too smooth or just because y'all achieved something. People be having different agendas, man. They're here for a good time, not a long time. And they don't even realize it. Some people don't, and I'm not gonna say men or women, I'm just gonna say them. It's like they just be down for now, and it's cool, it's exciting, it's dope, but they don't want that because they may not be able to hang and keep up with what that requires. Because no matter how much one is pursuing the other, and they have the great energy, you know what, they know that it's something about them that's just adding to the fact that this person's already energetic. But they know that if they don't have that certain energy without someone being the battery, they're not going to be able to keep up. And they don't want to get exposed per se. I got a little deeper in that than the topic speaks. The bottom line is we all need work done. No one should look down on no one. No one's polished all the way to think that there should be special treatment because of it. Like, it's just, we all need to humble, continue to interact, meet people, get different perspectives. The more people you know, not like to say that they're going to be a buddy or you're going to end up as a lifelong friend or partner. It's just that whatever knowledge you can grab from every interaction just makes you like more resourceful, more of a purpose here on earth. So I'm not against interactions. I'm not against, thinking you want to go on a journey with someone and they're not there for that whole journey. You got to accept that. But as long as some growth happened, if something positive came out of it, we say that, and I say that in other pods too. I've said it about, let's say, people who had kids and they're not together. The kid was the positive. I know you have your stories. Baby mama, baby daddy. I know their stories for days. But the kid was the gift. And that was the point. Like, you got to just take that sometimes and say, I won't be all the way negative about how this shit played out. Because something good, a kid, again, the health example with the gym, whatever. Maybe you got a place to live based on that. Maybe you experience just like living somewhere else for a minute. Like, take what happens during the good and say, this is my experience. Listen, you ain't saying nothing. I'm really acting like I can hear you right now. It ain't easy. When people play in your face, it's tough. But I mean, the only way you're going to overcome it is to think like this. Take it from this perspective I'm trying to give you. And it's something I had to learn. It's not something I always knew. I wasn't always sharp and polished. You know what I mean? I played a lot. I played in a lot of people's faces. So people gonna play in my face. You play with dirt, you get dirty. But you got to just find out where you can find some acceptance and accountability for it, and just try to move forward and see how you function in the world. You know what I mean? A little deep than most, but all right. I wanted to give flowers. I'm gonna put it in the timestamps. When in doubt, right? A young lady said a very good point. I just took the caption, pour your glass first. So she was saying, basically, people who always helping out everybody else, extra energy to make sure people good. Then when it's time to tend to themselves, they drink, or they don't got nothing for themselves, or they don't even see what they need or what help they can use, because they just focus so much on the people around them, genuine people, not genuine people, just knowing people. That there's some people you can look out for. You know what I mean? And that's a good gesture to be a supporter, a hands-on help, a hands-on advice, like all of these good things. You know where I'm getting at. But the lady made a great point. Pour your glass first. So it's like, the comparison clearly is, let's say, wine or whatever. And, you open the wine and you're letting everybody taste the wine. Hey, you have some. You have some. You have some. Now, when everybody has some wine, now you back to your cup. There's like, damn, I barely got some for me. That's the perfect example. I tell it, and I tell it again. God bless grandma. She did that, yo. That was her. 99.9% of the time. Did she live a full life? Would she take it back? She stand by that shit, man. I seen it countlessly. What I'm telling you, no disrespect, my grandmother is a lot to do with me still being here talking to you right now. Hands down. So I'm not going to totally go against the grain, but pour your glass first. Straight up. You taste it first. Then say here. Straight up. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with that. Nothing worth it is easy, but how hard must you work on it? Goes back to people not having patience. I know. But, and it also goes back to what I was saying about, now I'm going to be direct. When men shift around things and schedules and what they got going on in their life to try to make the woman feel comfortable, when does she acknowledge, receive, comment, reciprocate? Here we go with that. So it's like, how hard? And a lot of things, a lot of situations don't go right just based off that because, you know, and let's be fair, both directions. If you want to say men and women, cool. I'm talking from the men mostly. So we can understand that with goals in mind, you want to open a company, your own business online, clothing, whatever. You know that's not easy, right? But the thing is, you choosing that. And sorry to say, there is really no, like, it can't play in your face. If you want a business, you know what a business could do for you if you put the work in and get it. It's kind of cut dry. If you want clothing, you have to have the patience, find the right clothes maker or where to get the material. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things of this nature really won't play in your face. As long as you put the work in genuinely, you will receive whatever you expecting wholeheartedly. It's not going to play with you. It's either you did enough or you didn't. With relationships and women and men and all of that, it's different because we put a disclaimer already like, yo, this person could play in my face. Because they can. Humans and intangible things are different. So I say that to say, and men, we'll expose for a second. When we deal with the term low-hanging fruit, when we just rock with a bunch of 6 or 7s to feel like they add up to a 10, it's because not just we don't want to put the work in, we don't want to put the work in and then that 10 play in your face. Or that 10 is just unrealistic with how much effort should be put in. Like, some people, I'm trying to not just make it one way, but some people really feel like, yeah, keep it up and keep it up and keep it up. Now what else? Now what else? What else can you show me? What else can you do? What else can... That shit, that's not a machine or a robot. Now, some are not built because that's not compatible. So some women may say, what? I'm not asking for much. He just ain't got it. Somebody will. How do you know, though? How do you know? And it's not to say that you're wrong, but how do you know? So communication and vibes and really locking in. It takes both. It takes both. So fellas, when you find one, you meet one, and you're like, damn, that could be Mrs. Such and such, possibly. Pay attention, yes, not only to how hard you're going or how much patience you have and going back to shifting things around for them. Watch how much they are putting in work too. Now, that may not be initially, but you got to draw the line too. I know that goes different per individual. The more you really think you want them, the more whatever that grabbed you. So you're going to take it a little further and have more patience and wait a little longer. But partnership is two people working almost immediately. Again, men are the pursuers. Women ain't going to work immediately. You can get me on. Yo, listen, get at me. Leave comments, whatever. Women are not going to put in work immediately. They got to view you so high. Only thing I can justify, go back to low-hanging fruit. That's why we select the 6 and 7s, because they will put work in right away. I meant them 10s, them 9, them 10s. Fellas, if you're still about physical attraction heavy, and that's just the vibe you on, like they got to be mean, they not going to put in work immediately. Almost never. Those little few 1 out of 10s that might, you damn near lucky. You might as well play lotto every day. Because that is so rare. Feel me? Not to dispute, though. I get it. You know? I'm just more humble. Because let's say I'm a 10 to the women. I don't feel like they can shut me down. Feel how you feel. Men in general, though. Even, guys who got confidence, masculine, alpha. They have standards. But I don't think that they sit there and expect you to break your back countlessly and be just delusional to the fact that they think women are just going to keep showing, keep proving, keep inquiring, keep begging, keep trying, it's ridiculous on both sides. I don't give a fuck how good you look, how successful you are, whatever. You're not a fucking chosen one where anybody that you deal with should do back-breaking things to prove to you, like, you can't get the fuck out of here with that. I'm off that too. These shit's getting me tight. Women test the men they don't respect. They adore the men they admire. If she's making things difficult, you're not the one, bro. I mean, all these things is tied together, and them shits is pissing me off. But I won't shit on that statement all the way. Only because I do feel there are some women who just trying to make sure, who's just really had enough of, I guess, settling or giving men a chance that they normally wouldn't. So, I ain't going to really hate on that. So when they've done that and those guys didn't excel and succeed, you got to go back in your bag. So for that, I give them slight understanding. That don't take away that this is not the case in 70% of the cases, though. You want me to be nice, 60, the lowest I'ma go. This is a fact, and this should have been known. I shouldn't even had to have said it. Think about it. Think about what you do, fellas. What do? You don't gotta say it here. Ain't nobody business. But just go to yourself. Damn. I took her out this much times, spent that much money. When she was short on this bill, I sent bread for it. When anytime she was mentally out of it or had a collapse of some sort, when somebody, really pushed her buttons, I was there to listen and calmed her down and really let her vent. Like, you see, you thought I was only going to talk about finances and resources. Think about all the shit you do, fellas. It should be smooth sailing. Again, women have settled. Because I make those hand gestures because it's like everybody overvalues themselves. So when a woman says she settled or she gave someone a chance she normally wouldn't, like, what's your stat sheet look like for you to be talking this spicy? Like, what do you do? Everybody talk a good one. You say men got game, women got game too. They can say, oh, trust me. I'm the one. What I do for God. Some might, but there be no receipts. There be no receipts. And they sit there and what they want to rack up and say is, well, I normally don't, but I did that. Sure. You know what I normally be on? It's like, I hear you, sis. Where's the receipts? The past is the past. You shouldn't bring no baggage into anything new. But I feel like there should be like a phone number or something online you could click and you could speak to the last person she allegedly did so much for or is his loss, and vice versa. And we can see who's capping or not out here. Yeah, I did not keep track. I don't know where I'm at time frame wise. Cause these things getting me hot that I ain't even staying on top of the time frame. But yo, she's not the one for you if you feel like listen, let your gut and intuition tell you. The difficult may not really be difficult. Everybody could judge what difficult is differently, but the vibes. Something in you is just like, I think this chick is, running one on me. Then she probably is. And the difficulty is toxic as fuck. So that's it. I'm going to put this in the timestamps too. Lenny S., I don't know, dude. I just seen him pop up on my feed. Says, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. Bruh. I mean, I almost damn near didn't want to hear nothing else after that. Because that is so transparent no matter what you apply it to. But I'm Voice of Reason, and this platform is mostly the men and women in the dynamics, right? So that's where I'm gonna go. Back to fellas, physical features, physical attraction, what you think your woman should look and be shaped like, and want they mental to be a certain way, and want them to be submissive and feminine. We make it very interesting to try to polish and put together the ideal partner we would want. Here's the problem. Your confidence and your success could make you approach just what you think, just who you think fits that bill. My fault. That don't mean you just getting what you deserve because of the fruits of your labor or the work you put in or how confident, masculine, and alpha you is. You only get it because, trust me, if you didn't negotiate something in the beginning, you will negotiate something during. And you don't even know how early you're going to be negotiating. You think you're not, but everything is a fucking negotiation. Everything. Know that. Expect it. More so on the men's side. Because women could say what they negotiate, but that would be for them to talk and defend. I ain't helping you out with that, sis. If you feel like that's even, you got to holler at me and put that in the comments or something. Because from my lens, I feel like the men do the most negotiating. Not saying no women do. In fact, I will help you out. When the men choose the low-hanging fruits, the 6 and 7s, just to get off easy or just to have it easy where they don't want to, put that work in. So maybe those, not even maybe, those are scenarios of women negotiating. But tens and nines and pretty privilege, and they're not negotiating, bro. You gotta negotiate. They gonna, if they do one per year in like a 5-minute span, now they want to be justified that they negotiate. I'm not talking about if once in a rat's ass that you see them, whatever, having to put a little work in to solidify shit. But it's mostly on the guys. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the game. The game is the game. The pressure will always be more on us to get things rolling, to keep things afloat as a whole, regardless. Those independent single moms and independent women out there that would challenge me on this is because they ain't got nobody that's worth a damn, that's gonna really stick. And so the shit they have to do, most of them feel they shouldn't have to do. But they gonna ride though. The thing is, women are dope in really having to adjust to shit eventually, for the most part. For some of them, I'll give flowers to some because they do have survival skills. Men, we can't shit on them too much. You got to give women certain grace because their survival skills is A1 as far as the thought pattern of it. If they really carry it out, now that's on them. But that's why they get the guys to pay for X, Y, and Z, or they drag a guy along because he could do for them. It's survival skills, even in a negative light, nasty work. Positive light, whatever. So they do understand and can adjust and become negotiators, but I just don't see it like a lot for a long time or frequent. Same thing. Either way, thanks for joining me. I will return. And you know my 3 Ps. Stay positive, stay pushing, and stay productive. Peace.